started it for like, I don't know, a while. I bloody love that van. Yeah. Bob thought we were off on an adventure, didn't you, mate? Oh. Yeah, I need bits from it. So, seeing as I can't do much else at the minute, I thought it'd be a good day to start salvaging parts. I don't want to. You know, it's a weird situation. Like, that was my home so long. It feels wrong taking bits off it. But as I've said before, if I was to get that on the road again, I'd have to strip it and fix a load of problems anyway. It's very tired, things are leaking, things are broken, and also it's just sitting there doing nothing. So taking things like cables, lights, cameras, you know, that sort of thing, it's better that I use them rather than they just sit there and degrade in the weather anyway. As much as I don't want to do it, I also do. Plus I don't want to spend any money on this. I want it to be as cheap as humanly possible. I'll be honest with you, I just had to disappear upstairs for an hour and do something else. Have some food, because getting that out, driving it and stuff made me feel a bit weird. A lot of memories in that van. You know, you're probably thinking, well, look at what you've got now with all of this. And I know, I'm very fortunate to have got to this point, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. You know, that van changed my life, definitely. But anyway, enough waffling. You start taking some bits, buddy. First job is to get the solar panel off, the 100 watt. But there's a 100 watt up there and I've got another one on this wall. So maybe I can make them two work. Not the same size, that's annoying. The same power, but not the same size. What kind of space we got with this thing? So, one option is to mount it like this. Actually, that's not too bad. Come forward a bit maybe. I want to do the racking anyway, because this is what I'm on about, by the way. You probably recognise this from the top of CJ's van. This is his deck surround, but he got it from us and we had some spare. So I was going to do like a thing on here, a square, and then at the front this is what I was going to attach a light bar to, probably the light bar off my van actually, because I want the light bar as well as other lights. I've got spotlights coming for the front and then surround lights, but I want a light bar obviously. It's just cool, isn't it? That might actually be better, to be honest. Do them sideways, then it doesn't need to stick out so far at the front. It'll only be about there. So if I put some of these rails kind of like that-ish, and then I've got a nut, because I don't want to mount the light bar to the solar, obviously that would be a bit crazy. It'll end up snapping. But a couple of these rails and then one going that way. So something along these lines, look. We've got panel, panel, And actually doing it this way, it's not going to show up that they're different sizes either, which will be good. Lock this off. The max fan is going to be somewhere around here. I've got lights that are going to want to go on here. I want to try and figure out an awning of some sort, just a small one that can attach onto these. And maybe, you know, roll up and clip on, I don't know, figure it out. The LED strip off the side of that, just there. I'm going to take that off there because that won't last. If I leave that on that van, it's just going to break, isn't it? So I might as well use that on this. I'll just have to cut it down. I'm going to connect these two together with a rail of some sort, and then the light bar can go on here. Yeah, that'll be cool. Okay, this shows you the level of eft that we're at on the other van. Taking the max fan out, I was trying to unscrew it all nicely, and the whole roof hatch just came off in the hand. It's just completely rotten. I mean, it was only designed to last so long, you know, it was made out of wood. But there's a lot of that in this van. I'm just taking everything off on the roof, all the lights, as much as I can, 4G, you know, all of it. And then I'm going to just put a tarp over the whole top of it, just to try and, you know, stop it getting any worse. It's sad, but needs to be done. Can't leave it because then it will be wrecked. Right, as you can probably imagine, this has all been pretty bloody overwhelming today. But yeah, pile of goodies. That's all of the juicy stuff from under the van, B2B things. All of that was just on the roof. I'm not going to lie, after going under and pulling this cable off, it reminded me of just how not okay this van is underneath. Yeah, all of the work I did initially is gone. It's just, it needs a full strip to chassis and all over again, which is a shame, but there has to be a point, doesn't there, when you sort of have to say, what is the point? Not sure what they are. Sorry, you're on the widest lens I own, so you could probably just see little dots. So this gives you an idea of what we're looking at. So we've got the two solars, and then that's going to be the max fan. I decided to put it actually in the middle, which I wasn't going to do, but I may be doing overhead storage above the kitchen bit. So if I just put this in the middle, that'll give me the most flexibility with where things are going to go. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good use of space on such a small roof. The solar is mounted to its own frame, then to make it tilt, I just need to make the frame tilt. Because it's, you know, they've got to tilt. Like, if you have solar on your van and it doesn't tilt, unless the only time you use it is in the height of summer, then you're an idiot, because you're missing out on a lot of power. Yeah, all I need to do then is hinge one side of this frame and it'll be easy. Just unclip it and the light bar will go up with it as well, which would be a bit weird, but I think this was made to be honest. These two side rails are the exact size of the two panels without me even having to cut it. So I decided to go the whole hog with it. What I'm going to do, this is the old deck chair off the other van. This frame on that side is going to sit on top of this. I'll take this end piece off. So this is doubled over and it's already hinged. You've got 3 booster hinges on here. So then if that's locked onto this bit, and then this side will just sit and I can latch it from the edges somehow, then the whole rig will tilt on this frame, and then that's it. Tilting solar. Done. That's going to sit on there, kind of like that, with that whole rig bolted onto that. It'll come together. I know what I'm thinking. But then the whole thing can tilt up. I mean, there'll be clearance to put it vertically if I want to. I'll tell you what I'll do as well, way further in the future, so you just have to hold me to this then. I'll do a video, which, I mean, I've already done this before, but I'll do it again, because I've seen people trying to disprove tilting solar panels actually being effective. I'll get the perfect conditions, with the sun low in the sky. I mean, what better country to do it in? And I'll do a real-time video with 2 cameras, one set up out here showing the solar and one on the meter, and I'll tilt it, and that'll be it. Discussion over. I've already proved it like 10 times, but I'll do it again, and I'll do it in a way that cannot be questioned by anybody, because it makes a massive difference. I saw 10 times more power tilting, like literally 10 times. Yeah, I will remember to do that at some point, but I've got to build it first, so that's what we're going to do now. That's why you should always double check before you make the hole. What a tit. I'm going to get a bloody nut on that, am I? The correct way, isn't it? Measure once, cut 6 times. I always thought it was. Paying respects to the other beast a little bit. I mean, we're not going to have a roof deck, but we're going to have a roof rack. Close enough. And then all I need to do is put some latches between these 2, and that will obviously secure it, and then just unlatch it and off we go. Right, we're ready for a test drive. So I've popped a couple of straps on the other side, just to hold it. It's probably going to move, but yeah, it should. So this one would be fixed underneath, and then cable, and then it'll do that. That is cool. That is very cool. Transformer van. Obviously once it's all bolted down it'll be a lot more rigid, but I'll probably come up with a way, rather than PVC pipes, which is what I used before, maybe I'll figure out an adjustable thing so I can change the angle and be a full-on nerd if I want to. But yeah, that's good. I'm happy with the light bar. It can come forward a bit more, actually, it will be, so there's enough clearance that it's not going to vibrate. Probably be about here. I think I'm going to get it centred where it's going to go, and then get the holes drilled and it mounted, and then figure out the solar panels. A mistake I made with my old van, which probably didn't help the leak situation, was I had various points of entry. Obviously it was a bigger van, so you know it's probably going to happen, but on this van we're going to have the max fan, and then I want one single cable entry point box. I'm going to do it the same way that I did before. It worked really well. This didn't leak, believe it or not. So rather than a normal cable entry gland thing, I prefer to use this, which is just an outdoor waterproof plug cover thing. But I mount that on the roof like that, and then you've got all the points where you can go in around the edges of it, so there's like 5 on this, so a lot more space than the normal glands. I've not got one. You can do that, so feeding cables in, and you know, because I just cut a square like this in the van and then put the butyl stuff around it and then screw it, and that never leaked. So yeah, I think this is better, to be honest. So you can actually, you know, feed the cable down, pick cables out, you know, if you want to change things, which I will, because that's what I do. But this is just like a serviceable way to do it. But this is going to sit under the solar panels, that's the idea. So just to be double sure that it's not going to get too much weather on it, it's going under this tilting deck, which obviously can then tilt up for me to do cables. That's probably going to sit, say, like here or something, or maybe there, but whatever. But then obviously that's covered by the solar, and when I need to get on it, you know, I can lift up this side and then just pop it open and do what I've got to do. But yeah, that is going to be the only hole I put in the roof. Apart from that, all the extra lights and things that I get are all going to be bolted to this and to the back one. So yeah, I think that's going to be a lot better than how I had it before. Morning everyone. I've done you a little bit of a dirty, I'm sorry. I've been out this morning for an hour or so and I'm not filmed, but I needed to figure out a few bits. And although I don't mind the camera when I'm working, sometimes it can be distracting when I need to fully engage brain. Oh, isn't that the worst thing in the world when you go for a swig and it's already empty? What I've been doing is getting this back brace in. It's now all bolted in here, there, and the bit that I was just making is going to go over there. I just need to trim it down a bit, but I'm just going to rivet that pretty much because it's just to stop the flop on here. This has got a big juicy bolt in it. Same with the other side. So yeah, I'm going to do that quickly, and then we're on to figuring out how the hell I'm going to mount these. It's not particularly structural, this part. It's just to keep the corner, you know, from flapping around. By the way, I'm painting all of this, obviously. I'm not going to leave it like this. But I don't need to worry about rust too much because it's all made of aluminium, apart from bits like this corner and the bolts and stuff. But I will be painting the whole thing. One, because it's light, and two, because rust. So, I've left extra at the end as well. You see we've got overhang. This is for basically if I decide to get different solar panels in the future, I don't need to mess around, it's already built. Yeah, as you can see, this one is like a perfect match, so I could just put plates here and there, both sides, and that'd be fine. Because we've got centre beam here, which is taking some of the downwards load, and the same with this one at the front. But, well, yeah, as you can see, this one has an overhang. Okay, this is how I've decided to do it. So the smaller panel, we've got some of these plates, which are them, and they're literally going to have two, one, two, and the same on the other side. So that one's nice and easy. And then an angle bracket here. Or I might even just do 4 angle brackets, so it's like that. And that will be nice and secure. There we go, this is the basic thing. That's good and solid, and also slightly wonky, old and pollard. But yeah, that's never going anywhere. So you've got 2 bolts through the panel, 1 through the frame, and all 3 of them have nylocks as well. So yeah, if this manages to rip 4 of these clamps off, then it was meant to be, you know. If you don't know what nylocks are, by the way, that's a nut that also has, if you see just in the end of it there, there's a nylon ring. So as you screw it on, the thread cuts into that ring and the nut doesn't come off. Sort of locks, nylon lock. Just in case you didn't know, because I appreciate that not everybody knows everything about this stuff. We are done. Just put some Z brackets, sort of wrongly, to how they were designed, but that's worked really well. And I just had to make a couple for the front. But that is now on, it's solid. So, I'm going to roll it out and get it tilted, test it. Make sure it's all solid. Let's see what I created. Obviously I don't have the thing that's going to prop it up yet. That'll come later. So I'm just going to use something random. But I'll figure that out. That'll be fine. Right. Hey! Just trying to position these poles somewhere that it's not going to get broken. Look at that. That's a transformer van if I've ever seen one. That's bloody perfect, isn't it? It felt rock solid going up as well. Yeah, what I'll do is come up with a mechanism to prop it. Probably some pins or something up there so I can clip whatever onto it and then push it up from the ground and clip it onto the side of this rather than messing around with ladders. Oh, that's nice, bit of shade. That is brilliant. Well happy with that. And most importantly, that cost me a grand total of zilch. Free. Obviously I already had everything, but you know, that's what recycling's all about, isn't it? You save things for later down the line and then you get to enjoy them like this and do projects for free. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this video here because that's probably it for now. I'm all soldered out for 1 week, but I've just got to figure out a system to latch it, which should be pretty straightforward, and then some kind of rod to prop it up. But that'll come. That's the bulk of the work done anyway. Right, I'll see you all on the next one. Catch you in a bit.